Recently, a creator with over 17 million subscribers told me that they were not able to quit their day job because they weren't making enough money and they were only relying on YouTube ads. Now contrast that with the Income School YouTube channel. With only 13,000 subscribers, they did over $100,000 in a single month using alternative monetization methods. Now I think it's pretty obvious that you and I would both way rather be like the 13,000 subscriber channel making over $100,000, but I think the question stands, and that's how. How do we do that as small creators? Well, today's your lucky day. I'm Nathan, one of the hosts here at Channel Makers, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can make that kind of money with some of these alternative monetization methods. Let's get into it. You're probably wondering, how does a channel with over 17 million subscribers not make enough money to support even a single creator? The YouTube Partner Program, YouTube ads should only ever make up 10% of your earnings on your channel. The other 90% is going to be made up by the things we're talking about in this video, so stick around so that I can show you how to make that 90% today. Okay, we're gonna cover 5 specific ways that you can make money on your channel other than ads, and I put them in a very specific order. The ones that I put first in the video are the ones that I would start with if I were you, and the ones that are farther along in the video are the ones that are maybe a little bit more advanced but still have incredible value. The first one is affiliate marketing. Now, for those of you who are brand new to this space, affiliate marketing is simply somebody else has a product for sale and then you become essentially a spokesperson for that product. You put a link in the description of your video, you mention the product verbally in your video, and in return for sending people over to buy that product, the company who's selling the product gives you a cut, a small percentage or commission on every product that's sold. I think my favorite thing about this method is that you can start whenever you want. For example, the Amazon affiliate program. You can get in at any size of channel. Now, after you get into the program, there are some requirements that you have to meet, but again, it's all about getting started. It's all about making that money early on. A great example of a channel doing this was Ricky with Pantry Preparedness. Many of you have probably followed along with that case study to some extent. Well, guess what? Ricky made his first dollars on that channel through affiliate marketing, and I believe it was within 2 weeks of starting the channel. That just gives you an idea of how much potential there is here. In a recent study that we did of channels under 1,000 subscribers, we found that there were so many channels participating in affiliate marketing, and out of those channels, they were making on average $500 to $400 a month. That's crazy. That's an insane amount of money for a channel under 1,000 subscribers, but it's something that you could totally do. A couple quick tips here for affiliate marketing. Make sure you focus on problems that address pain points for your audience. Figure out what your audience wants and needs, the things that are really hurting them or things that they need help with, and focus on promoting those types of products that fix those problems. That's gonna make people trust you a lot more, and people are more likely to buy the product because they actually need it. Something else that I would recommend you do is focus on products that have recurring commissions. Now, this is something that's pretty cool. If there is like a software your audience needs or something like that, there's a lot of times commissions out there where if someone signs up for a program, you end up getting a commission from that person every single month. This is a very, very cool thing because then you end up with recurring revenue, and that's something that is invaluable in the world of creators. With affiliate marketing, you don't have to have a huge audience to get started. You just have to be smart. One last little tip that I'd give you is go check out the Amazon Influencer Program. This is a program that I've been in for a few months now, and I'm earning hundreds of dollars a month from a very small channel. We might have to talk about that in another video though. Next up are sponsorships. Now, anyone who watches YouTube, I'm sure you're very aware of what a sponsorship is, but essentially it's a company that's working with you, and in your video, you give them a small ad segment, maybe 30 to 60 seconds, where you talk about their product or service, or they might sponsor your entire video where your entire video is about their product or service. Sponsorships are a great way to monetize your channel, and I would argue a great way to monetize a very small channel. And here's why. A lot of companies want to work with creators, right? We have eyeballs on us. We have people watching us all the time. Now, you might think, well, wouldn't companies just want to work with larger creators? Well, maybe they might like that because they're getting pushed out to more people, but as small creators, we have something extra valuable. So we are more likely to dedicate more of ourselves to the brand. We are more likely to build a great partnership with the brand, and as we grow our channel, that partnership gets to grow with us. And that's something that you can pitch to the brand. You can tell them, listen, and I can be more creative and dedicated than a large creator could. And guess what? Even though I'm getting less views on my channel, over time, my channel is going to grow. I mean, you can see the growth pattern historically, and you are going to be able to grow with me, and we can build a real good connection. I think pitching it like that is very, very valuable. And something else that's really, really cool is that a lot of times sponsorship rates are based on CPM or RPM. There was this great talk at Vid Summit that It was actually given by Preston Plays, a great YouTuber who talked about how he does brand partnerships. And he broke it down by looking at how many views he got in a month. So let's say he got 10,000 views, and then he looked at his CPM. So let's say his CPM was 10. So if he got 10,000 views and his CPM was 10, at that point, what he'd do is he'd calculate it out. So 10 times 10 is 100. And then he added in a little upcharge for how valuable or how connected he was to his audience. So I think he added like $5 in to that. So instead of 10 times 10, he did 15 times 10, which meant for a 30 to 60 second integration on his channel, he would charge $150. Now, if a brand wanted an entire integration on a video, he would charge $300. He would charge double the 30 to 60 second integration. Now, as his CPMs changed on his channel, so would the rate change. And I thought that this was a really fair way to calculate out how much a sponsor should pay you. And the cool thing about this is it's all based on views and CPM. Well, a large creator maybe has 1 million views and a $10 CPM. Maybe you only have 2,000 views and a $10 CPM. That means the brand is going to be paying a fair amount for your channel and your views as compared to a large channel and their views. So yes, you're getting fewer views, but the brand's not paying you more for those views. They're just paying you what's fair. And I think, again, if you pitch it that way to a brand, you're going to find people who will work with you. Now, a quick little tip here. There are going to be some brands that are just too big. They are not going to want to work with you. But there are always brands out there that are small and emerging who also feel relatable or related to small creators. And those types of brands are going to want to work with you. I promise you that if you don't just wait for brands to come to you, but if you actively pursue brands and go out and try and make these deals, you will find people who want to work with you, even with 200, 300, 400 subscribers on your channel. Next up, we have coaching and consulting. Okay, coaching is one of my favorite things to do, and you might be thinking, I'm not an expert here. I don't know how to do coaching. Just hold that back for a minute, okay? Just hear me out. This is something that you can do. And I'm gonna tell you why it's so valuable, because it actually leads into one of the other great forms of monetization that could make you thousands of dollars a month. So hold on. So coaching, this is going to be doing something that you are more of an expert in than everybody else. So you're going to help people learn or do or become something that you are just a little farther down the path than they are. You have to let them know what that is, and they can decide whether or not they want to book with you. This is what's so cool about it, is you get to decide to do whatever it is you want. You can charge however much you want, and then you can just see if it interests people. Now, it may not interest people, and you may need to tweak your offering a little bit, but you're going to find some people who want what you have. I know that this can be intimidating, but here's the really cool thing, is this, as you do the coaching, as you do the consulting, you're going to end up finding out the pain points of your audience. You're going to identify what they need, and then later on, we're going to talk about information products, and that's where instead of doing one-to-one work like coaching or consulting, you can put all of the valuable information and skills that you have into a product and sell that in the masses. Okay, remember that study I mentioned earlier? Well, we looked at someone who was doing consulting on a channel with less than 1,000 subscribers, and guess how much they were making? Over $1,000 a month doing just consulting. Guys, this is so crazy to me that this is possible, but it totally is. And guess what? This is the stuff that we're talking about and teaching you how to do in Project 24. And if you made just half of that $1,000, you would make all your money back, your investment in Project 24 in just a month. I think that Project 24 is one of the best systems to help you figure out not only how to grow your channel, but then how to monetize it to its fullest capacity. And not only that, but the support that you get along the way is priceless. With our community of creators who are always helping and supporting each other, with our masterminds that we hold all the time, I think it's something that every creator needs. They need the support system. So if that's something you're interested in, go check out Project 24 in the link and we'll see you inside. All right, now let's talk about information products. I mentioned how coaching and consulting is a great segue into information products, and it really is. I would not start with an information product. I really would start with the consulting first, because once you figure out what those pain points are, then you can start building out the resources for some sort of information product, whether that's a one-off course with 6 to 10 lessons, or maybe it's an entire membership where people sign up and they get a community and a private podcast and they get courses. It can really be up to you, but there's so much value in information products that people want to buy. Remember how I talked about that 13,000 subscriber channel, Income School, how it made over $100,000 in a month? It was launching an information product. With just 13,000 subscribers, they were able to make over $100,000 on their launch month, and then over $30,000 and more going on after. Information products are incredibly powerful, and if you figure out exactly what the pain points of your audience are, you will be able to monetize your audience without them even feeling like you're monetizing them. I know that it sometimes feels very transactional, but the reality is you are providing value to them that they need. Oh, and by the way, here's how much creators with less than 1,000 subscribers were making with info products from that survey we did. Pretty crazy. Next up, we have physical products. Now, a lot of YouTubers actually go to this one too soon. They're super excited to get some merch out. They want people to wear their t-shirts, buy their hats, their hoodies, their lanyards. The reality is that this one can work on a small channel, but it doesn't work as often and as successfully as a creator might think. Now, there are some ways to get into this if this is something that you're super excited about, and I'm gonna tell you about that. Basically, it's a print-on-demand style where you don't create anything, you don't produce any product until someone buys it. So all you have to do is make designs, put them on the t-shirts, put them on the hats, and then you work with the company that only prints them when someone orders them. That way, you're not wasting money on product that's not going to end up selling. Now, the company you work with is going to take a larger percentage since they are doing the print-on-demand style, but it's actually pretty worth it for a small creator because you end up avoiding those costs that you would have incurred if that merch didn't sell. So I think physical products can be great, and if you have built a dedicated audience around a specific idea or theme or topic, again, this one can be super, super fun. I am personally a sucker for merch. I think it's so much fun. But again, just get into it in the right way. I'll put a link in the description for a great print-on-demand service so that you guys can know where to go. One little tip here that I give you is don't just put your brand or logo image on the t-shirt or on the hat. Some people will like that, but make the design something that people can get behind. Maybe it's a quote or a statement or something humorous about your channel, something that people can remember, something branded to you and your audience, but not just your logo. People don't necessarily always want to be just walking billboards for your brand, but if you have a really cool design or logo that just doesn't include the words of your brand, more people will be willing to buy that because they just think it looks cool and it feels cool. So that's a good way to get more people to convert when buying your merchandise. The bottom line here is that you should not be waiting for the YouTube Partner Program to get monetized. That money is going to be nice, it's going to be great, but it's not going to be as much as you think, and it may take longer to get there than you want. The YouTube Partner Program should only ever take up 10% of your monetization on your channel. The other 90% should come from these methods that I talked about here today, and that 90% can be tapped into right now. You don't have to wait to be monetized on YouTube. I think a lot of creators feel like they need to get monetized first before they can explore other monetization options, but that's just not the case. Remember, Ricky made his first dollar on his channel in 2 weeks. That's something that you can do too. Go get started. We'll see you, channel makers.